in the pits with the hood up on his car. Now he gets back out, but he's going to lose a lap.
Michael Waltrip has made a pit stop. He is going to stay on the lead lap. Still, that piece of debris is out there in the backstretch. That is not the one that we saw fly off the car. That was up in turn 4.
Let's see if that might have come off of Mike Skinner's car.
Oh,
no, it's flying towards him.
Wow.
Yeah, something happened in front of him that it came from.
And that probably is the piece of debris that's in the backstretch.
Yeah. I think the Sterling Marlin hitting the wall off too has caused all these problems.
Sterling Marlin still running 7th here as 177 of the 500 laps are completed.
I assume you don't have Sterling hitting the wall off turn 2, Mikey. Would I assume correctly? Hey, Benny.
Yeah, you're good. That's exactly what happened to the 40 car. They were just talking on the radio. They had right side exhaust. And when he hit the wall, that knocked it off. And they said, you know, I guess that's the problem with right side exhaust. I never really thought about that before. Now we know.
Now we know.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you, John.
Good report.
Overdosed on civilization.
Who is? Polaris.
Are you? Polaris is the way out.
I am.
Guys, Wally Dallenbach's been on and off pit road twice. He's having brake problems. They're sort of coming and going, so keep an eye on the 75 car.
Okay.
And also, they're going to give you a shot off Corky's camera. They're taking another exhaust system up there toward the 40 car. The Coors guys have got one out of the truck. You can close my mic.
Yeah, that's where they come off. No.
Yeah. That is it.
Back up.
Okay. ESPN's live coverage of the Napa Auto Care 500 from Martinsville is being brought to you by Polaris ATVs. Overdosed on civilization? Polaris is the way out. By Route 66, jeans, clothes, it's not Main Street, only at Kmart. And by Pfizer, where life is our life's work. Okay, we got a replay here as we're getting ready to go back to the green flag as to why we went caution.
All right, the 40 car. Watch him, folks. He comes off turn 2. He's going to go up, and about right here, he's going to brush the wall. See that little bit of a wiggle? He hit the wall off 2. And that loosened the exhaust. Since the exhaust was coming out the right side, it loosened, and about right there, it's going to leave and go up and hit the outside wall. We saw them pick it up. Green flag is in the air.
You're ready.
And these lead lap cars have all of these lap cars to pass again.
And once again, Tony Stewart successful, at least for the moment, of putting the lap car of Kevin LePage between himself and the second place right now is Jeff Burton. And look at Jeff Burton up on the high side.
Trying to go by Ricky Rudd on the outside. He's got position.
But he decided that's not the place to be when he goes into turn 3, so he backed off, calls it line.
Casey Atwood there, the 19 car. There's a couple of laps down, 3 to be exact. Got a flat left rear tire earlier on.
Jeff Gordon continues to run strong. Brown now in second spot.
And impressive on this run, Bob, because his car has been very tight early in runs. They need long green flag runs. Otherwise, the car is just too tight. It gets better and better the more laps they turn on the track. But on that last stop, they just took 2 right side tires. So they're chasing Stewart and trying to hold off Rudd. Rudd has 4 tires. Of course, Tony didn't stop under the last 2 cautions.
Well, Sterling Marlin's still on the pace despite the loss of the exhaust.
Oh, we've got trouble up at turn 4 here. Kenny Wallace spinning around, and so is the 4-car Bobby Hamilton.
Almost a track blocker as everybody dives to the inside to avoid both Hamilton and Kenny Wallace.
There were a lot of cars that were running side by side back there in that area where they were running from about 8th to 20th, really.
Oh, we still got cars spinning out as they're racing back to the line.
We understand that Stacy Compton had contact with the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Little E is stopped down here on the inside of the racetrack.
That's a lot of damage there. We see evidently rode across that left front. His tire is flat, but it's have to have bent some suspension in that Budweiser Chevrolet. And there's a brake hose. That needs to be hooked up to cool the brakes.
And a little farther down the track, as we see Earnhardt try to get his car going, and overdoes it there. Spins it all the way around and goes another lap down, and there's the car number 21 I was about to mention, Elliott Sadler. He's stalled there.
And a big weekend for the Wood brothers. They are in their 1,000th race. It all began back in the 50s when Glenwood began the racing for the Wood brothers, and when he started back then, his car was red, and that's why Elliott's is painted red this weekend.
The car number 77 was also involved in this, Bob, as we see them push the sit-go forward, and Robert Presley, who had a very good run going here today, but you see is taking it behind the wall and see a lot of damage to his car.
Wow, tough break.
Back and look at the replays now from Rick Mass on board.
Well, Wesley Wallace gets in the side of his brother.
Yep, he's got his left wheels down on the curbing, it looks like, bounced right up into it.
It looks like the 77 car might have run into Bobby Hamilton and caused his damage.
That was just a chain reaction type of a situation.
Mark Martin had to take evasive action to avoid hitting Hamilton. This is Rusty. And there's the contact.
Brother, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind the wall of the Budweiser Chevy. They'll make repairs there on the left front.
Mark Martin has made numerous pit stops during this caution. Let's go down to pits and Jerry.
Heavy damage on the front of the Jasper engines forward. They're going to take the battery-operated saws and try to cut the hood off. Robert Presley still sitting in the car. Robert, what happened?
Just come off corner. I don't know what happened up there in front of us. Seen everybody jabbing the brakes. I went to hit mine, and 11 cars got us from behind and just drove us into the 4, and I don't know what happened after that.
How bad does it look to you?
Well, I think the biggest thing's radiator just lost all the water out of it, so go hurry up, maybe be a little long caution, won't lose over 4 or 5 laps.
Okay, Robert Presley staying in the car. They're working meanwhile to try to get that radiator out. Pretty significant crunch in the right front. Bill Weber?
Kenny Wallace making his 3rd trip to pit road. He has fresh left sides. Now he brought it back in to put on the rights. They had to get the right side tires around the car before he could leave. They do that. He needs the pace car out.
So Kenny Wallace has stayed on the lead lap.
Yeah, sure has.
The 4 cars also stayed on the lead lap.
That incident happened right ahead of the points leader, right behind.
Right in the area where he was running. Yeah, there's Bobby looking back at it. He said, man, look back in the mirror and said, I'm glad I was in front of it instead of behind it.
Jarrett not as fortunate. Will ride with him. Oh, he bumped Brent Bodine pretty well. John Kernan with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, Dale, a tough day, made even tougher for you there, racing back to the line.
Yeah. I saw the leader slowing up, so I thought we might have a chance. and Sterling was right in the middle of the track, so I tried to stop to keep him hitting him, and the guy behind me, I think, was a lap car, just come up over the top of the left rear. But it's fun. I mean, it's a great racetrack, a lot of fun to beat Bang on, and this kind of stuff is going to happen. Just what we pushed real bad at the start of the race and blew the left or the right front tire out.
All right, back upstairs.
As we are set to go back to racing once again now.
Get ready. Green.
For the past several times when we've gone back to green, we've seen that 16 car up there. He, however, did get his lap back, and so Kevin LePage is on the lead lap in 29th position. It's Stewart, Gordon, and Rudd up front.
Tony Stewart's liking this not pitted. He might not pit the rest of the day.
More today, huh?
Well, he went out of gas before the day, but he's able to stay out there with those tires that has 40 more laps on it than the cars behind it. And remember, the 24 car only took 2 tires, so his left side tires has the same amount of laps that Stewart's has.
Dale Earnhardt, the Goodwrench Chevrolet, and I think it seems like all day long, after 30 or 40 laps after the restart, Dale Earnhardt seems to be one of the fastest cars out there.
Here's Burton trying to make that pass on the outside of Ricky Rudd one more time. We saw that a little bit earlier. See if he can make it stick this time. Rudd sort of glued there behind Gordon, has nowhere to go, but Burton might make it work this time. Well, he knows he has a good, clean driver on the inside of him there in Ricky Rudd. Ricky's not going to run in there and push him out to the wall.
Quite a battle going on here between those two, and boy, Jeff is done well, but still cannot complete the pass up there on the outside line.
He'll get on the outside of Jeff Gordon like right now and use him as a pick on Ricky Rudd.
Yeah, he's had Rudd pinched down behind Gordon there, and Rudd can't do everything that his car is capable of doing.
See, that's the difference in 2 tires and 4 tires. It's a slow process, and here comes Earnhardt. Play with these guys.
And Sterling Marlin still running strong without those exhaust pipes. But that shouldn't hurt him as far as the running or the handling of the car is concerned.
Well, Burton passes both Rudd and Gordon, and Jeff Burton is now in second spot. And Ricky Rudd will try to use the outside line himself now and pass Jeff Gordon.
And he does. Now Earnhardt says, well, they did that. Let me try it.
Monkey see, monkey do. Well, maybe not monkey.
They've got to protect Sterling Marlin there from getting up there. So.
And Jeff Burton looked on the outside of Tony Stewart down at 3.
Meanwhile, back here, Sterling Marlin takes a look to the inside of Earnhardt, but now Earnhardt's got the line down low on Gordon.
Up the racetrack,
and Jeff Burton now is up high, trying to take the lead away from Tony Stewart. He passed several cars up there, and we'll see if he can do it now. Remember, Tony Stewart has some much older tires. His car slides off the corner, and Jeff Burton is go down into turn number 1, has almost completed the pass, and now he has. Ricky Rudd trying to go to second spot. And so we have our third leader of the afternoon here in Martinsville, as Jeff Burton has taken the Exide 4 to the number 1 position. Stewart has led 152 laps, Rusty Wallace 53, and now